In this discussion, we're going to discuss the idea of formatting output using a format specifier. For simple outputs, keeping information in neat columns is easy, but becomes a nightmare when the data width varies. For example, here I have a single digit number, I have a 3-digit number, and a 2-digit number. The printout looks just fine, we can read them, but they don't line up. So if we were to print underneath the sum of all those, it just wouldn't line up. It almost looked like the sum would have to be 924 just from the way they align. That's not what we want. We actually wanted 177. A format specifier is used in a printf method. So far we've used print and print line. This is an additional method, printf. It means print formatted. And this format specifier is a text string, so it's within quote marks. Any text that is desired can be in there, but to know where to print a number or some other special value, we start the format specifier with a percent sign. For example, percent 5.2f looks a little odd, but what it means is start of format specification for a floating point number. The percent starts it. 5 says we want 5 columns minimum. We want a decimal point with 2 digits to the right of the decimal point. So if we were using a floating point number to represent money in dollars, we would want 0.2 to represent the cents to the right of the decimal, and it would never have 3 digits, it would only have 2. So it would do a certain amount of rounding. And then the F says floating point number. So when the compiler sees this, it knows to look for a floating point number, rounds to 2 digits to the right of the decimal point, prints a decimal point, and has a minimum of space for 2 digits to the left. The 5 is 5 digits total, including the period. So if the number were less than 10, it would put a blank in there to fill it out. If the number's greater than 99, it would create a space for a character. 5 just means minimum, 2 on the left, 2 on the right. And here's our original example and the format specifier, %3d. D says integer value. If we print %3d, we're going to have minimum 3 characters of width. And in the case of the number 1, the left characters just padded with blanks. The 104 is 3 characters, so that works fine. And then 72 is 2 characters, so it pads 1 blank to the left. And now everything lines up. The way to make this messy, of course, is to have a number 1000 or greater, because then it would be misaligned, and we would need to change the format specifier to %4d or larger.